All right, it's 10 a.m. Let me start the meeting. Good morning, fellow Toastmasters and dear guests. My name is Purva Hulke, and I will be the Sergeant at Arms for today's meeting. I welcome you all to the 207th meeting of Sinhgad Toastmasters Club. Before starting the meeting, I would like to mention few ground rules which we follow in our Toastmasters meeting. Please turn off your mobile phones or put them on silent mode. As Toastmasters, we don't talk about sex, religion, and politics. So please refrain from discussing these topics. Please put yourself on mute if you are not speaking. Please try to keep your videos on for making the meeting more lively and interactive. As everybody in their life has a mission to achieve their goals, likewise, our Toastmasters Club also has a mission. The mission of our Toastmasters Club is to provide a mutually supportive and a positive learning environment in which every member has the opportunity to develop communication and leadership skills, which in turn foster self-confidence and personal growth. With this, I announce this meeting as open and hand over the stage to the presiding officer, Purva Hulke, which is me once again. All right. So welcome everyone to the 207th meeting once again. And I'm really glad. So this is my first meeting after joining Pune. And just yesterday I met a few of our members, and I'm really glad to see you all. And now things are going to just get interesting with each meeting, I believe, because now we'll also switch to the physical meetings. So I'm really happy today. And also today we have an excellent theme: Optimist, Realist, and Pessimist. Well, from what I had heard, that Optimist sees the glass full, Pessimist is like it's empty, and Realist is like this is a glass, that's it. But there is something more to it than just these three definitions. And Toastmaster Umesh would be sharing probably a lot of insights into this theory. Now, before we jump into the TMOD section, let me quickly see if we have guests today. I see one guest, Sachin Kulkarni, and he's probably connecting to his audio. And can you hear me, Sachin? He's connecting to his audio. Wait for, okay. Hello, Sachin. Hello. Can you hear me, Sachin?
Yes. Am I audible?
Yes, you're audible. So can you please introduce yourself to us and tell us how did you know about this meeting?
Okay, yeah. Thanks for accepting my request in this Toastmaster Club. I am a Sachin Kulkarni, last 20 plus year of industry experience. I come to know with one of my friend who is speaker today, Ashwin, and I have my earlier boss, Rajendra Tagi, is also said I'm saying he's there. So both are one of my close friends in my earlier career. I come to know from them, this is a platform where I can enrich my skills. So this is just start today.
Okay. Great. Wonderful. Thanks for joining the meeting, and I hope that you will be having an excellent experience today. Thanks for joining, Sachin.
Thank you.
All right. Now let's go ahead with the TMOD's introduction. Let me just introduce him. Just a minute.
Hey Purva, can I interrupt you, please?
Yeah.
Yeah. So really sorry. Actually, there's an emergency. So I had a request if you can take Ashwin's speech as the last speech. Really sorry, Ashwin, for that also. I'll tell you later what it is.
Okay.
Can you do that, please?
Ashwin's speech last, right?
Yeah. Yes. So I'll get some time. Yeah.
Okay. No problem.
Thank you so much. Yeah.
Yes. All right. Yes, let me welcome Umesh. Umesh Kotkar is working as a zonal account manager in Johnson's and Johnson's in medical device sales. He has 12 years of experience in healthcare industry, and he now has started to love public speaking. So welcome Umesh, and all the best for your role today.
Sorry for the interruption. I think in the poster it is sent out as 10:30. I'm not sure if people will join now.
Okay.
Okay.
Maybe there is some error.
Yeah,
No
because
problem.
Monish just messaged me. He says it's at 10:30, right? So he didn't know as well.
Okay. We'll correct that glitch later on in the next poster. Okay, now Umesh, you can just go ahead.
Yeah. Good morning and thank you Purva for the introduction. Good morning, fellow Toastmasters and guests. Today the theme is quite a bit interesting. It's the optimist, pessimist, and realist. These are the three different personality traits. So I'm just sharing my screen to discuss.
Yeah, Umesh, you can go ahead now. Can you share the slides?
I think
They're in the taskbar, I guess.
it's having in a different section. Just a minute, I will stop here. I will take it from somewhere. I'm not getting my presentation. Just wait for 2 minutes.
Umesh, maybe if you have the script ready, you can just go ahead without presenting as well. Hello, Umesh. Can you please unmute yourself?
Yeah, hi Purva.
Oh.
Hi Purva.
Hi, Monish. Hi. I just said actually Umesh.
Okay, sorry.
Just I was checking if we could just turn on his. I mean, he could unmute himself. Umesh, you can just go ahead with whatever comes in your head right now. If you're not getting the PPT, just share some insight like that without sharing the slides, so that we can proceed ahead in the agenda.
Let me call him. Maybe he lost connection.
Just ask him to unmute himself. Okay, meanwhile, I'll instruct all the evaluators and speakers and role players to please check if they have some slides to present or whatever is there. I mean, if it's working or not. Please have a check.
So I don't have anything to share. So it is just a voice.
Okay.
He's unreachable, Purva.
Is unreachable. Okay.
Maybe he's stuck. We can wait for few.
I'm just sorting out. Sorry for the trouble.
Mhm.
Yeah.
I'm getting my PPT. Actually, there is a two user. Because of that, I have saved in.
Okay, no problem, Umesh. You can just go ahead and share the screen.
Just a minute. Just a minute. I'm just. The screen is visible.
Okay, it's loading. Okay, yeah, now we can see.
With the 3% test: optimist, pessimist, and realist. So, who is optimist? A person who tends to be a hopeful and confident about the future of the success of something. Means he is always having a positive attitude, and they are seeing always good in anything they're doing or anything they want to do. These are the optimist. The pessimist. These are the personalities who always see worst aspect of things or believe that this worst will happen, or they are always seeing a negative in everything they are going to do or they are supposed to do. These are the pessimist personality. Basically, we can say negative thinking personality, pessimist. And a realist. Realist means a person who acts as the situation comes to them, or as per the situation they are acting and prepared to deal with accordingly. So these are the person we can say the standard pessimist, but not a negative person. In some sort of negativity they are having, but not a negative like pessimist. So once the our session is going on, again I will share some things about the other person, this personalities, other aspects. So these are the 3% traits actually. So now today we are having grammarian TM Rahul, timer Priyanka Postmaster. We are having. So presiding officer, if you permit, can I describe the introduction?
Yeah, please go ahead.
Rahul is an engineer by profession, working in automotive sectors. His core interest in science and technology, art and languages. Hope to be a proficient speaker one day. Welcome, Grammarian Rahul, in today's meeting.
Thank you very much for the wonderful and warm introduction. Good morning to everyone over here. My job as the grammarian would be to find out how I can improve your language usage and, of course, applaud the people who will be using exceptionally how the language works. I encourage all of you to be at your best while speaking. Take a pause to recollect the right word, enunciate it properly, and don't worry even if you make any mistakes. It's my job to help you and guide you at the very end of the meeting by presenting my report. There's one more thing I would like to point out. In the meeting, one word would be of the main focus, which is the word of the day, and a phrase also would be of the focus, which is the idiom of the day. Let me present to you the word of the day and the idiom of the day, starting with the word of the day, which is seize. I know you've all heard of it, but we'll be focusing on a particular definition. Just to give you the simple definition of it, to take hold of suddenly and forcibly. And the focus definition for today's meeting is to take an opportunity eagerly and decisively. Few examples to accompany this. The crow seized the snack quickly as soon as he saw the lack of attention of the child. Another example, he suddenly seized the lead in the final lap of the race. I hope that makes the word of the day clear to you. If possible, would any of you want to give it a go? Please raise your hand, be open, and don't worry. This is the trial round so that once you have practice, you can easily use it in your speeches next time. I see Rajendra is eager to test it out. Yes, Rajendra.
So immediately after the last meeting, Toastmaster Shashank asked me to take the general evaluator role, and I seized this opportunity to accept his offer.
Great usage and timely used. Anyone else? One more person would be interested. Yes, Shreyas, I think you raised your hand. Please go ahead.
Yeah. So whenever I see the person, so I always see the opportunity to divert from negativity to positivity. So I'll always help to these specific people.
I'm sorry, Shreyas, there was a gap in the communication. I couldn't hear you use the word seize. Yes, you are audible now. Could you please repeat your sentence? I couldn't hear it clearly.
Okay. When I see the pessimist person, so I see the opportunity to motivate his opportunity to help him to motivate.
Very.
I think I am facing some issue.
No worries. I think there's some lag, but if you can find a good range spot where you can get better network, then it would be good. Other than that, nicely used, and I applaud your genuine interest in helping others out. With this, let's move on to the idiom of the day. Idiom of the day is window of opportunity. Again, this is something which we all have heard, but I'd like to see more usage of it in the meeting. So to define it, it's a favorable opportunity for doing that must be seized immediately. Few examples to accompany this. I had missed the window of opportunity to get the jet in the best landing configuration. Another example, people who invested during the pandemic seized the window of opportunity amazingly. I hope the idiom of the day is clear to all of you. Would anyone like to give it a go? You've got 12 participants who have already tried out. Ashwin Kumar, yes, please go ahead.
When one window of opportunity is closed, another opens. But often we look at so long and so regretfully at the closed door that we often overlook which is open for us.
Very interesting usage of the words window, door. I think you combined the phrase when one door closes, another opens, but nicely done. Anyone else would like to give it a go? We have an additional participant, so that increases our chances. Come on, one more person who is eager over here. If none, then I'd like to proceed ahead. And since most of you tried it out or were wishing to try it out, I urge you all to try it out in your speeches directly now. Whenever you get a chance to speak, feel free to use them as much as you want. They are available to infinite use and there's no charge for it. So don't be very, how should I put it? Reluctant about it. Stingy. And with this, yes, stingy, but that would be a very harsh word to put on someone. Other than that, thank you for helping me out with that word. And such, I'll be looking at different words, phrases which we'll be using At the end of the meeting, I'll be presenting the report. Please look forward to it. With that, I hand it back over to our wonderful Toastmaster of the day, Umesh. Thank you.
Thank you, Rahul. Thank you for the today's idiom of the day and word of the day. So can you please share in the chat box so everyone can have a...
Yes, I will.
Yeah. And I'm welcoming our role player, timer Purva. Purva is a final year BTech student in IT branch. She is a Sapio bibliophile, an empath, K-pop dancer, and an MBTI addict. She is passionate about facing fears and to manifest her true potential. Welcome, Purva, as a timer.
Thank you so much, Umesh. So welcome everyone once again. And today I'll be playing the role of a timer. Let me explain my role to you all. As a timer, my duty is to time prepared speeches, table topic speeches, and speech evaluation during this meeting. When a speaker reaches the minimum time allotted, I'll display the green card in my background, just like this. And when a speaker reaches the midpoint of the time range allotted, I'll display the yellow card this way. When a speaker reaches the end of his speaking time, I'll display the red card. And the speaker has 30 seconds of grace time before the green or after the red card is displayed at the end of the speech in order to qualify for the vote. And I'll report the qualifying times whenever the host and the GE calls me. So that's all about my role. Thank you, and over to you, Toastmaster Umesh.
Thank you for a wonderful description of the role. So, I welcome today's first evaluator, Mr. Suyok Vas.
Oh, sorry to interrupt, Umesh. Can you just skip to the second evaluator? Ashwin will be giving his speech as on the second position. We can go ahead with Monish first.
Okay. I welcome our today's second speech evaluator, Toastmaster Sasank. Sasank, please read the objective, level, and pathway title of the speech for Monish.
Thank you, Toastmaster Umesh. Today, Monish is going to attempt his third speech in the first level of presentation mastery. So it's evaluation and feedback. The purpose of this project is the member is going to present a speech on any topic and work on the feedback that has been given to them in the second speech. The purpose of this speech is for the member to demonstrate that he or she has applied the feedback received from their first speech. Title is The Need of the Hour. Over to you, Toastmaster Umesh.
Welcome, Toastmaster Monish, the speaker. I just want to introduce Toastmaster Monish. He is by profession chartered accountant working in an IT company in Bangalore, and is always traveling and cricket. So, welcome, Toastmaster Monish, to deliver the speech on the need of the hour. The need of the hour, Toastmaster Monish.
Thank you, Toastmaster of the day, Umesh. Let me share my screen. Just a second. Give me a second. Give me a second. I think some technical issue.
Okay, you can't move your slide. Is it that?
Yeah. Just a second.
Can you turn off the presentation mode and just manually move your slides?
Just a second, Purva. Give me a second, huh?
Mhm. Hello, Monish, can you just share the PPT with me so that maybe I can share?
Yeah, Purva. Now it's fine. Can you see my screen now?
Yeah.
Yeah. My speech title is The Need of the Hour. You can love a person dear to you with a human love, but an enemy can only be loved with divine love. Good morning, fellow Toastmaster and guest. Do you know the average economic cost of violence in the 10 most conflict affected countries in the world is equivalent to 41% of their gross domestic product? Can you imagine this number? It's almost half of their GDP. In the stark comparison, the same cost of violence in the most 10 peaceful countries in the world is just 3.9% of their gross domestic product. I think now is the time when we all are interested in this crucial question of will there be more peace in 21st century? Because that is exactly the century where we live, where our kids live, and that's why we are interested in this question right now. We know that we have both war and peace at the same time, but in different countries. As we gather here right now, we have a war in Ukraine and Russia is going on. Russia seized the country. We realize that we can only have a gathering, have these wonderful speeches because we have peace in India right now. The picture, the picture in the left, you can see that uh, that shows that we can coexist peacefully among different religion and different nations and also different genders. But if you see the picture at the right, that shows, but at times we find ourselves in wars. This picture was taken from the Iraq war, where 1 million people were brutally killed in that war. To me, it was a war for resources. You can say an oil war. So some researchers have suggested that technology should save us. Green growth, solar cells should take us out of these wars that we fight for oil, gas, energy, etc. I really hope that 100% renewable is something that we can together do in the 21st century. But at the same time, I advise you not to believe this transition from oil, coal, gas, nuclear energy to the renewable energy will be fast and easy. I don't think it will be fast as well easy. Why? We have old forces that they keep us captive. This is a picture of the coal industry in Germany. I don't want to say that coal industry in Germany or any other country is evil. It's not about nations. It's not about any other particular religion. It's about business models and people make money. So they are not going to say, okay, then we can stop this business because this is a great idea of 100% renewable energies. They are not going to do that. In fact, if we look at details, our dependency on fossil fuels, we realize that we need 100 million barrels of oil every day. It's a huge number we can't relate to. Otherwise, the world as we know today, it doesn't work. In 1945, at the end of the Second World War, we only used 6 million barrels. Our life is a life that is fully dependent on oil. Energy has growing day by day, and that's why we take greater risks to get at the oil. In some cases, we even take oil that is not liquid. We go to Canada, we go to Canada, we cut down the wood, and that's how it looks like now. So really, I think we behave very much like a drug addict. Do you know who are the drug addicts? Anyone? Please unmute and tell. Okay. Yeah. Go
Yeah,
ahead, Prabha.
someone who is very, into cocaine and heroin, they eat it a lot. I mean, you want me to name people?
No, anyone, not name, like what is like drug addict concept? What is drug addiction?
Yeah, means once you eat it and you don't want anything else after that. You just go on and on, you just eat that, and slowly it affects your brain, and ultimately it will cause
Yeah,
depression and suicide.
ultimately it will impact the that person as well as the country as a whole, right? So drug addict, yeah, thank you, Prabha. So drug addict does whatever it takes to get at his drug. He doesn't care about the damage that does to the environment as well as himself. So dear Toastmasters, this transition might be difficult from the fossil fuel to the renewable energy, but I strongly believe if you want a peaceful environment around us in 21st century and onwards, then migration to 100% renewable energy can be a boon for us. Thank you. Yeah, it's done.
Yes, Umesh, you can go ahead.
So thank you, Postmaster Monish, for the wonderful speech. We can have 30 seconds for the feedback, please. If you what you feel about the Monish speech, please chat him in the chat box. Give your feedback in the chat box.
Thirty seconds are over, Umesh.
So, and now second evaluator for the Toastmaster Ashwin speech, Toastmaster Suyo. Toastmaster Suyo, can you please read the objective and pathways for Toastmaster Ashwin speech? Suyo, allow me.
Okay, I
I think
guess
Suyak
you.
not yet come back. Yeah.
Hey, hi.
Welcome, Suyo, as a evaluator for Toastmaster Ashwin speech. Can you read his pathway and title of?
Yes. Just a minute. There's a noise behind me. Just a minute. Yeah, am I audible now?
Yes, sure, you're audible.
Yeah. Today, my target speaker, Toastmaster Ashwin, will be attempting his level 2, project 2 from the manual Presentation Mastery, which is effective body language. The purpose of this project is for the speaker to focus more on his body movements, body language, as well as the non-verbal communication. Timer, please note that the timing for this speech is 5 to 7 minutes. And the title of the speech is Flip the Slide. Over to you, Toastmaster of the day.
I welcome Toastmaster Ashwin for his speech. Toastmaster Ashwin is working as a marketing manager with John Deere, and he's passionate for sports, outdoor activities, and spending time with friends. So welcome, Toastmaster Ashwin, for your speech. Flip the side.
Thank you, Toastmaster of the day. So let me know if I'm audible and visible.
Yes, you're audible and visible.
Thank you. So timer, please start when I utter my first word. Why? Why me only? I'm not getting the returns of my efforts. I'm not that lucky one. Destiny has been unfair to me. God is unkind to me. How many of you in your life felt that you are a victim? Please raise your hands. Wow, I could see many. And just add 1 million into that. And those many times I felt the same. And again, I remembered my guru, mentor, went to him, told my pain. He heard me. And his empathy started flowing through his words. My son, it is gray everywhere. You have to see the brighter side. Be sure that you will get the silver lining. When one door of happiness closes, another opens. But we look at that closed door so long and with so much regret that often we miss to see which is open for us. And that message was transformational for me. I got the mantra. If you get flip side, flip the side. See what is possible. So, dear presiding officer, Toastmaster of the day, my fellow Toastmasters and dear guests, let me share you my own experiences where I got flip side of the life, but I flipped the side and made difference in my own life. First experience, 90s. Like everyone, I wanted to be an engineer or doctor. But I realized I hate the math. I will not become a good engineer. And on another side, I did not get good marks to get, in MBBS. Now what to do? My future, my career was on stake. I was carrying huge expectations of my family and my village. And that village, where just forget about IT and MBA, even no one was knowing what computer is. But there came one suggestion. And he said, we are farmer. Why don't you try out something in agriculture? And I got another option. I could find a middle ground and became agriculture engineer. And now when I look back at my career, I can feel happiness and content that where my life has got me and where I am, I'm really exciting. It has been an exciting and enjoyable journey till the date. So I got flip side. It was the hardest decision, but I flipped the side and I find the better one. Story fast forward, grew up went to college, joined corporate world, got married, got kids. But I realized one bitter truth, that whatever I do, I don't enjoy everything. I don't enjoy doing many things. I don't enjoy company of some people. Actually, it is adding stress to me and started impacting my health adversely. And again, then I read one quote. It said, never explain to yourself anyone, because person who likes you doesn't need it, and person who dislike you won't believe it. Again, it was life-changing moment. I started figuring out and prioritizing things which I like most, people, things. And then I started doing the things which I like, spending the time with family, friends who enjoy my company and I enjoy their company, and started creating moments which I can cherish for my whole life. So my dear friends and Toastmasters, if you ever get flip side, don't think much on it. Don't engage, don't argue, don't spend your efforts, money, and time on that. See what is other possibility. Seize that opened window of opportunity. If you don't like any, I will say anything, just think about other thing. If you have health issues, get engaged into sports, outdoor activities. If you don't like any one hobby, just see that what is other exciting hobby which is available for you. And if any one relationship sucks you, stop that. Because if you do that, that will bring the best version of yourself. Don't be afraid to start war, because one cannot go back and change the beginning. But my dear Toastmasters, start wherever you are and change the ending. Over to you, Toastmaster of the day. Thank
Really
you.
awesome piece, Toastmaster Ashwin. I really enjoyed it, and same applies to all. We have 30 minutes or 30 seconds playback for all.
Thirty seconds completed. Umesh.
So, I think Karishma has not joined. I think
Yeah, we don't have a third speaker. We can directly go ahead with the table topics.
Okay. Timer reports we can take later.
I can give the timing reports right now.
So, timer. All these speakers today are eligible or not? Please.
Yeah, all the speakers are qualified and eligible for voting. Congratulations.
Congratulations, speakers. So please share timers reports.
So TM Monish completed his speech in 5 minutes 40 seconds, and TM Ashwin has completed his speech in 6 minutes 20 seconds.
Great. So we are moving to our next topic. That's table topics. I welcome Toastmaster Shreyas to conduct table topics today. He is an engineer by profession and working in a polar company for 4 years. He like to visit various sunset places and traveling and cooking. Welcome Toastmaster Shreyas to take the table topics.
Thank you, Umesh, for my warm introduction to the team, and I'm glad to have this role today. And I missed our meeting from last 2-3 months, and especially Ashwin's speech. So I I am very excited today by attending these speeches, and he always motivates to people and give one small finding at the end of the speech. So I'm very happy that I joined Ashwin's speech today. So today we are having the theme of pessimist, optimist, and realistic. So I taken the same topic for the table topic, and also Umesh has taken a good process to the meeting, and he explained how these peoples will be there in their roles. So we will directly move to the table topic session. Purva, can you please share the presentation? You are on mute.
Actually, I could not download that PPT. So, Shashank,
Okay,
can
I shared.
Can you enable sharing for me?
Okay, yeah, let me just enable it for you.
I shared on the WhatsApp because I'm facing some issue with my office laptop.
Yeah.
I don't.
Shashank, be sharing the PPT.
Yeah.
Should I put it in the play mode?
Yes.
Yeah, that is fine, no problem.
Okay, that is no problem.
So I will start with my words today. So I see there are many many windows of opportunity for freshers like graduating peoples, and I argue them to seize the opportunity and grab this opportunity for their career growth. So my first thing is to advise all the peoples, and starting with my table topic sessions. So I am having some few numbers, means
Hello, Shreyas. Shreyas, can you hear me?
yes.
Yes.
Yeah. Are you seeing my Shashank's PPT?
Yes.
Okay. Anyone want to try? Because we have some 10 numbers and having some topics for the today's session. Or should I pick the people?
Okay, you can pick the people. That would be best, Shreyas.
Okay. I will start with Ashwin. We'll start with Ashwin today. Hi, Ashwin.
Yes, can you hear me again?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
So
Please select your number.
Number 4.
Yeah. Shashank, can you go to number 4? So hide all the questions. So you just go to the number. No, on the left side.
Okay. Which one is number 4? This one? Every individual.
It is highlighted. Yeah. It is highlighted when you put a cursor on number 4.
Correct. Every individual should be balanced with realistic, optimistic, and pessimist nature. Is it good or bad?
Yeah, sure. Share your opinion about this.
Are you having the two screens, Shashank? Because we are able to see that comment section, like not in the PPT mode.
No, there is only one screen. Can you see now?
Now yes, it is correct.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Okay, can you hear me again?
Yes.
Life is not sprint, but it's a marathon. There is no one recipe. No one is perfect. And you can go on. There are many quotes, philosophies, and they tell you one thing. Nothing is perfect in life. Even I'm not perfect. No one in the world is perfect. Even our heart is not perfect. Look at that. It has been easy to have a kind of a linear graph, but your heart grows in crest and trough. What it means that even heart want to experience that, the top moment and the down moment. What it teaches is that life has one basic fundamental, that whenever you will go up, you will come down. Whatever goes, improves will come down. The matter important is that one has to enjoy that. whether you are optimistic, pessimistic, it is all part of your life. I will say the message here is that everyone will fail. Nothing is, nothing will go perfect. But the point is that how one, come back, bounce back, and again accomplish his full potential. Over to you, table topic master.
Thank you, Ashwin, for your wonderful opinion that you covered all the things. So anyone want to try further? We have a bunch of questions today, so we can
maybe if we can give chance to one guest.
Yeah, sure. We will go with Sachin. Am I correct? Sachin, are you able to hear me? Can you hear me?
Yes. Sorry. Yeah. Am I audible and visible?
Please. Yes. Thank you. Please choose the number so that we can have a question for you.
Oh, thank you. So I will choose 9.
Yeah, Shashank, please go ahead at the last. Yeah.
How should pessimist people be motivated?
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So I would say here having the combination of optimist and pessimist people is must for everything. And pessimist people will always play a critical role where everybody is optimistic will not have the good solution, or we may move or go will not have the right path. So pessimist people have importance will be always there. Let them know their role, their accountability, as well as converting pessimist people into optimistic or maybe the realistic is the best combination where we can keep motivating them with the end vision, with the benefits to the society, with the benefits to the organization, the benefits to the team. So respect their role, respect their inputs, and make them aware about the end vision. Remaining in the same stage will not be a solution. Having result, meeting the figures, meeting the target is the end results. So make them aware about the roles and responsibility and the end vision of the product. Over to you, Toastmaster. Thank you.
Thank you, Sachin, for your valuable insight thoughts. It will help for us to improve in our daily life. Thank you. So anyone want to continue with the other questions?
I guess Shreyas, you can go ahead with other guest members. We also have Soham, I guess.
Soham, Soham Wadekar. Can you hear me, Soham?
Yes, hi.
Yeah. Are you joining for first time or you are aware about the session?
I joined it for the first time.
Okay, so I will brief about the session. This will be the table topic session, and when you select the number, we will get one question, and you have to speak on that question on that code for 2 to 3 minutes. Give your valuable feedback or any insight thoughts. So you can just select the number.
Okay. So number 1.
Yeah.
Share your real life experience about optimistic and impact on your daily life.
Yeah, please take a few seconds to think about that, and you can start after that.
Yes, okay.
If you want, you can ask the question again if you are not clear.
Should I share it again? Share your real life experience about optimistic and impact on your daily life. So it means that what were optimistic real life experiences you had, and how did it impact you?
Okay. Can I get just a few seconds?
Sure. You can take your time.
Thank you.
And after that, we can continue.
Just a moment.
Thank you.
Should I start?
Yes, Soham.
Yes. You can continue.
So when I was in school a few years back, I followed the traffic rules and waited for a signal in between my school. So it was nothing big, and but one uncle came and complimented me for following the rules. That made my day. I was really happy for the rest of my day, even if it was a small thing. So giving a compliment or making a positive comment about someone can really make their day, and it can impact them for their life. I mean, I still follow the rules. I never break it, even if anyone is honking or forcing me to break it. So that, I mean, it really was a good thing for getting a compliment. Uh, that's it.
Yeah, great,
Thank
great,
you.
Soham.
Thank you, everyone.
Yes, yes.
Great.
Actually, you are taken in a positive manner. That is a important thing. We have to be positive always. So I like your experience and the your thinking. So and also attempting for the first time. I congratulate you. You
Thank
can
you.
participate on every weekend and you can just give a try. Thank you for your participation.
Thank you.
Yeah. Now I will go with Rahul. Yeah, Rahul, are you okay with that?
I am okay, but I'm playing a role, so I thought that maybe it's best
Okay.
for me to not participate. But
Okay, so sure.
it's your session, so I'll give you the rights to decide what to do and what not to do.
Okay, all other guests are completed, and we have Priyanka. Yeah, we can start. We can go with Priyanka. Are you?
Hi.
Can you hear me? Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
Please choose the number.
Is 7 taken? I don't think 7 is taken.
No. 7 is not taken.
Okay.
Can optimism make a difference in your life? If so, explain about the positive or negative impact.
Okay.
Should I
Okay.
read it again?
Yeah, I got it. I'll start
Okay.
speaking.
Yeah, you can take few minutes and then let us start.
Yeah.
If you want.
Okay, so optimism actually means that you have a positive thinking. Even in the worst times, you choose to speak positively and choose to believe that things could be better. And this helps in your daily life. Like whenever there is a crisis or something is going wrong, if you choose to believe that things could be turning out to be better, or there is a way out of this, and probably somehow you would get this, you tend to perform better, and it sort of helps you to achieve whatever you want to achieve. So I believe that yes, optimist has an effect in your life. If you are optimistic and if you choose to think positively, you also tend to achieve things better. And if you choose not to, like if you are a negative person and you are a realist and you don't believe that things could be better, you choose to just look at the boundaries and never draw out of the boundaries, and like things could not be better, then you sometimes don't perform as better. You don't get to the place that you wish to, just because you don't believe in it, just because you don't believe in the positive outcome. So I think that a view of thinking positive is important in life, and I think that optimism can change our life to better. That's all. Thank you.
Thank you for brief explanation, Priyanka. Now we will have a last question. Anyone want to try? Or I will choose for the last person. Manish, are you there? You can go with you. Am I audible, Manish?
I
Yeah. Please try the question.
Yeah, sorry.
The last
Actually,
one.
I'm in another workshop. I informed Sasan. So I am simultaneously doing that workshop. I'm just
Okay,
waiting
okay.
for my evaluation.
Yes. So we can go with Shashank then. You can choose a question, Shashank. The last one.
Okay, just a second. Let me get my camera on. Number 4 is taken, right? I will go with number 6. How do you deal with pessimistic people? Share any real life example. Okay, shall I start?
Yes, yes, sure.
We know the concept of yin and yang, right? Like there is always a white light and there is always a darkness. And it brings a perfect balance in nature. You cannot have a lot of positivity in the real world, and there needs to be some kind of pessimism as well, because positivity keeps you in that la la land. You're always dreaming about how better the world is going to be. How can we look at positive uh, how we can look at a positivity even if there has been a situation which is kind of, I would say, shitty, or it's full of darkness. So I do view at pessimistic people in certain way, wherein we say that uh, keep your friends with you but your enemies closer. That's how I view them, where if you need certain kind of suggestion which can be negative and it can put you in a thought process that, okay, what if in certain situations, what if things turn wrong, and how do you kind of overcome them? That's how I see them purely, because it gives you that analytical skills. Be it in my daily life, I'm a software engineer, right? And when we are working on any project, we need to also deal with I would say a defensive mechanism where you're ready for worse things to happen in your life, and you need these certain pessimistic people around you who can give you an insight of how things can go wrong in millions of ways, so that you're kind of ready and aware to tackle them. um, yes, that's when it comes to work, but when it comes to real life, if there are any pessimistic people, I try to kind of be away from them, or I keep them away, because yes, you always look at a glass as half empty, but you need to always also enjoy your life when it's half full. So that's my take on pessimistic people. Thank you so much. Over to you. Table topic.
Thank you. Thank you, Shashank. You have shared the great your experience. So it will be useful for all the members of the team. Thank you. And today I have completed the session and I will hand over this test to Umesh, TMOD Umesh.
Thank you, Suresh, for the table topic session. So actually, I have few themes to share about optimist and realist and pessimist. So timer, I will take this theme first, and then please go ahead for the timer support for table topics master. I just want to share my screen. My screen is visible?
Yes.
So in today's themes, optimist, pessimist, and realist. So how do you feel that are you an optimist? Optimist is not a reckless or fantasy based, like if you think, yeah, I am a superhero, not this like that, on unrealistic, and not is limited to certain people. So in everyone has discussed the half full, half empty glass. Whatever the pessimist say, the glass is half empty, and optimists always say glass is half full. So this is a common example which all we have seen in our daily discussions of optimist, or when we are interacting with about optimism. But why optimism? The benefits of this, that it operates against the depression. It also improves your overall health, mental health as well as physical health, and also combines with talent and desire to enable achievement. These are the benefits. It also influences people to like you, gives a positive energy, causing good things to happen. And it beats negative thoughts, I can say, not a pessimism, but negative thoughts at some points. So, how I can be optimistic? 6 ways. Try on a positive lens. Take a note of the company you keep. Turn off the news. Means the turn off the negative news, negativity news. Like we were in the pandemic. That time the news are all spreading negativity, negativity, negativity. So we should have to be aware about this news, and at least as possible we have to skip that news. Write in a journal for a few minutes each day. Acknowledge what you can, cannot control, and don't forget to acknowledge the negative. In this way, you can be optimistic. And what is a pessimist? Is the being a pessimist, these pessimist personalities are lower in self-esteem. They are at the greater risk of depressions. They are having a peer problems. I think almost we see in day to day the people who are always having negative thoughts, they are really having a peer problems, like in a classroom students, in a company's colleagues. Everyone might see these problems. So realist, again I want to explain about realist personality traits. Realists are the loyal to the people around them and work hard to keep their promises. They are honest and straightforward and expect the same in return. And they are productive people, like occupied in their leisure time with pursuits such as craft work, hiking, or reading. These are the realists. And about the pessimism, again, I want to explain that bad events will last a lifetime. They are thinking, that is a permanent thinking they are having. They are also having undermine everything they do, and they always creeping like it's a fault of nature, it's a personal, or it's a fault of mine. These are the pessimism results. And realistic personalities are enjoys working with the animals, tools, or machines. Generally, avoid social activities such as teaching, healing, and informing others. They value practical things. They can see touch, use such as plants, animals, equipments. These are the realistic personalities. So I hope I can explain about the realist peoples, optimist peoples, and the pessimist peoples. So timer, I'm just stop my sharing. So you can report the development reports. What timing?
Surely, TM Umesh. Just a minute. All right. So all the speakers, TT speakers, have qualified for voting. Let me also report specific times for all the speakers. TM Ashwin, it was 1 minute 25 seconds. Sachin, guest Sachin, 59 seconds. Soham, again 59 seconds. TM Priyanka, 1 minute 30 seconds. And Sashank, 2 minutes 15 seconds. So all of them are qualified. Congratulations.
Yeah, I congratulate all the table topic speakers. We are having a 3 minutes break now. Then we will go for next session.
Okay, before guys, before you have this break, can we just quickly have a group photo? Can you please turn on your videos? Shreyas, Soham and Manish, can you please turn on your videos for maybe 5 seconds so that we can have a photo? Yes, Monish. Are you there, Monish? Quickly, can you just turn on your video? Yes, please pause, everyone. Smile. Okay, thank you so much. We will have a 2 minutes break, not 3 minutes, because we are running behind the agenda.
Okay.
Okay, I'll just time it. Meanwhile, we can just have introduction of Soham. We missed your introduction in the beginning because you had not joined. So Soham, can you just unmute yourself and just introduce yourself to everyone, and how did you know about this meeting?
Hello everyone, I'm Soham Wadekar. I got the news of Toastmaster from Rohan Patwardhan. He's my friend. So he recommended me. I have a bit of a problem for public speaking. So I would like to improve my speaking through Toastmasters.
Wonderful, wonderful. Yeah, so Rohan is one of the senior members and charter members of our club, Sinhgad Toastmasters Club. And it's really nice to see you here. Well, when I heard your table topics, it did not seem that you are a very newbie to it. You spoke well. For a beginner, I would say, when I had done my table topics for the first time in in the meeting and all, I was really scared. But when I looked at you, you were pretty confident, I feel.
Thank you.
Wonderful. All right. So it's 1 minute done, and we just have 1 more minute left for the break to complete. Have some coffee. You would need a bio break. So have it quickly. Okay, 2 minutes done. Umesh, we can go ahead with the next agenda item.
So as per the our today's agenda, I just want to introduce our General Director, Mr. Rajendra. So Dr. Rajendra is working as a quality and reliability leader in Cummins Global Services Analytics. He's completed his B Mechanical Engineering. Looks Toastmaster Club as a good source to learning.
Okay. Thank you, TMOD Toastmaster Umesh, for this very nice and lovely introduction of me. Today, I'm playing a role of a general evaluator. And like I like to give you that recently the time period is going on for the 12th and 10th students. Like they have done most of their study as a online sessions, but they are now going to face the offline examination as a part of the evaluation of their academic. And yeah, this is like a February, so other competitive exams are going on. So evaluation is very important part of our life's part and parcel. And yes, we cannot go away from the this evaluation part. So today I'm conducting the evaluation for our prepared speeches as well as all the role player in the meeting. And I am assisted with my team of evaluators. So first we'll go with prepared speech evaluations. So our first speaker, Toastmaster Monish, had given a speech on need of the hour, and this is evaluated by a Toastmaster Shashank. So he's working as a software professional with 8-year experience of front-end development. He loved to connect dots when he doing the work for designing part, and because he believed that every feature tells a story. That what brought him to a Toastmaster, where you develop speaking skills to tell effective stories and connect the people. So please welcome Toastmaster Shashank for his evaluation. Over to you, Toastmaster Shashank.
Thank you for the wonderful introduction, General Evaluator Rajendra. I have a request to the timer. Yeah, when
Shashank, I can't hear you properly. Can you just move a bit closer so that we can hear you properly?
Or do you want me to sit and give it?
Sit down and give your evaluation.
Just a second. Okay, am I audible now?
Yes.
Okay, awesome. So request for the timer, when I utter my first word of the evaluation, you can start counting the time. Okay. Now, before I start giving the evaluation, I just have a question or a statement, I would say, about evaluations. What are evaluations? It's a window of opportunity for the speakers to learn what have they done right and what have they done wrong. And of course, you need to pick up the wrong and work on it. So today, Toastmaster Monish, you have delivered your third speech of the first level. And I'm very happy to say that you had a very great speech title, The Need of the Hour. The moment I read the title, I immediately got to know what were your intentions of the speech. Something needs to be worked on. Of course, you made it clear within the very first minute what the speech is about. And that is a characteristic of a great speaker, because that keeps the audience on hooks, right? You seize the opportunity of grabbing the attention of the audience, which is great. You maintain a great eye contact, a good body language, and you looked confident in your speech, which is very good for the speaker. Generally, speakers are a bit nervous when they don't know the content of their speech and what they're going to deliver. And one of the main characteristics of the unique factor in today's meeting is you had a slide as a background, right? Which grabbed the attention or seized the attention of the audience, because I was looking at the background and you were also in the middle, which kind of made me easier to look at you and at the background. And the very most important part was the conclusion of your speech, which had a message for the audience here. Now, these were the commendations. Now, coming back to the recommendations. At the start of the speech, I felt like you had a question, if I'm not wrong. But then you carried on. So I was a bit confused whether the question was targeted for the audience or you had a follow-up after the question. So I would recommend that if you have a question, genuinely for the audience, just pause and wait for a response. There was some kind of disturbance while you were presenting the speech, right? You were moving back and forth, trying to change the slides. I would recommend that if you could share it with someone and they can take over your speech, background or whatever, the presentation, that would be great. All in all, you had some pauses as well, because generally pauses are meant to add emphasis on your sentences. So I would recommend use them wisely. All in all, you had a great speech, great title, great body, and great eye contact and confidence. But work on your pauses, because that kind of deviates from the emphasis on your speech. I wish you all the best for your next speech, Toastmaster Monish. Over to you, Toastmaster Rajendra. Thank you.
Yeah. Thank you, Toastmaster Shashank, for a very nice and encouraging evaluation. And you have done a very good use of word of the day, idiom of the day. So for others as well, I will encourage to use it. Our second speaker was Toastmaster Ashwin. Flip the side was the speech title from a presentation mastery. And his speech is evaluated by Toastmaster Suyog. He's a software engineer in Persistent System Limited, and he has quite a passion of music and want to make people happy by singing song for them. So over to you, Toastmaster Suyog.
Why only my life is unfair? How many of you guys think that? Such a great start was delivered today by Toastmaster Ashwin through his speech. So my first recommendation itself is great emotional start with a great impact that caught the attention of the audience towards your speech. Secondly, today you had many takeaways in your conclusion. So to say your conclusion was really strong today. Thirdly, you had stress on important words today, and that's why your conclusion really looked strong today. There were many words where you wanted to stress on it, to deliver it with an impact, and you really did that today. Next, I must say that you seized an opportunity today to show the audience that you had better hand movements today. I could really see that improvement in your hand movements. One of my favorite was that fast forward and I went into the college. That was really great. Some recommendations I would like to suggest you are, first, when you were showing the conversation between you and your boss, you stood across, but you didn't look into the camera. You were looking straight. For example, my boss said, Ashwin, life is gray everywhere. Instead of that, what you can do is, Ashwin, life is gray everywhere. So when you look into the camera, even when you're doing a conversation, that gives more impact, even in your dialogues. Second is, as I said, your hand movements were fabulous today, but there were some points. For example, whenever you are counting things in your speech, try to use the hand movements. It makes it really special. Like when you said that I had one solution. My father said that we are farmers. So whenever you are showing any things, 1, 2, 3, try to show your hand movements. Those really work. Next is your conclusion today had many call to actions, as I said, but in your body, a personal story was missing, which I could find. A personal story or a practical example where you learn how to fight this, how to flip the slide in your life, right? One practical solution, if you could deliver the audience can relate with it. That, if I face this scenario tomorrow, I can handle this situation likewise. That's why I guess your speech today ended really early. You had some time where you could have explored some more content written in your speech and you could have delivered it. But rather than all, a great speech. One challenge what I would like to suggest you is, now everyone knows that you have such a smiling face, but you have to work on your facial expressions also. For example, if you want to convey something sad, you could have given your sad expressions. Why is my life so unfair? Everyone thinks that, right? Wherever you're confident, just give a smile, show your hand movements and show that you're confident. So my challenge for you is try working on facial expressions, and it will open a lot of window of opportunities for you to make this speech as your best speech. Over to you, over to you, G.
Thank you, Toastmaster Suyog. A very well constructed feedback. So after this, someone is taking a note of our good, bad usage of the word, then counting how many times person has used the word of the day, idiom of the day. So it's our general grammarian today. So I like to call upon stage Toastmaster Rahul to give his grammarian report.
Thank you. I can't believe we are almost at the end of the meeting. I've been listening very carefully to all of you who came up on the dais and decided to speak. Before I start, I have one question. How do you feel when you face mistakes or failure? I'm putting the question out. I'm expecting an answer. One word or two words, not much, because again, I also have to present a report. So let me ask you again, how do you feel when you face mistakes or failure? Do you feel excited? Let me give you options. Let me make it MCQ so that you can make it a lot more quicker and easier for me to continue it. Do you feel excited? Do you feel happy? Or let's look at the other aspect. Do you feel dejected? Do you feel sad?
Sad.
Okay. So firstly, all the MCQs do stand correct. You can feel happy, you can feel dejected, you can feel sad, you can feel excited. It doesn't matter. What matters really in that situation is what are you going to do with it and how it is coming across. These type of questions, if you look in detail, they give you a different picture. Over here, as the grammarian, it's my duty to pinpoint mistakes, but I do not want you to take this as a setback. I want to take this as a step to move ahead. So my intention and the reason for giving mistakes or pointing them out to you has a different intention. Stick to the intention. Do not react to it in a different manner, which would defeat the purpose. So with a big introduction to my role in this evaluation, let me present to you the actual report. We started off with Toastmaster Umesh. Throughout the meeting, this is an observation. I could see that I could hear Umesh speak less compared to all the other speakers. So maybe next time Umesh could focus on having more sentences in his report so that he can present to us. He has a more, how should I put it? He has a lot of chance to use in speaking rather than presenting in his PPT. However, all of us were looking at the PPT, and I would like to point out some good usages I could see. He used the word inoculate, very nicely used. I would like to use it in the future, something to introduce to someone. It has a specific meaning. Maybe Priyanka would be best suited to explain the actual meaning of it. But in this case, to introduce something, a concept to someone is inoculate. Reacting to setbacks, this was something I caught. This is a good usage because setbacks are something which stop us going ahead and we usually react to it. So this is a good framing. Then presumption. I was always confused between the word presumption and assumption. Does anyone know what it means or what is the difference? I had to look it up before giving this report. And I'm happy to say now I finally understand the difference between presumption and assumption. Assumption is just an idea that maybe it would play out this way. So you have assumed something, you have a bias about it. You do not know what will happen, but you decided that maybe it would play out this way. Presumption is the same idea, but based on probability that it would happen that way. So you somewhere you know that it is going to happen because it has happened somewhere else, and so it would occur in this manner again. So this is a very small difference, but in the language usage where you need to focus on the right words for the right situation, this would really play out well. Umesh, I think I would like to hear more from you next time. Whenever you get a chance being the Toastmaster of the day, they get to speak a lot. So with these things, I just want to point out that there was no problem. Yourself. And moving ahead, I'd like to just now go a bit more fast. We started with the speakers. Monish, I liked how you started off. You used stark comparison to denote something which is very contrasting when comparisons are shown. You used migration to renewable energy. Again, a very impactful usage over here, migration, meaning movement rather than going or using renewable resources. You use migration. Boon, this word again has been used specifically in many speeches or essays, but it's nice to hear it played out in a speech. For people who want to know the meaning of boon, it's something like a blessing, which can be helpful or beneficial. So you can use either these synonyms as well. Going ahead, we had Ashwin Kumar. Interesting speech, full of joy while speaking, which is really good. Empathy flowed. Nice usage. I'm happy. I would like to use it sometime in the future. Empathy flowed gives a very descriptive way of explaining that someone is empathizing with you. Positive words such as brighter side, silver lining, although these are commonly heard, it's apt for your speech. Mantra, again, in Toastmasters, we usually say do not use non-English words, but over here, mantra has been adopted in the English language, so we know how it works out. Good usage of that. Again, it's a buzzword. Career at stake. Nice way of saying something which is critical. Stake meaning at risk. So people can go ahead and use this. Bitter truth. So bitter, usually truth is bitter to hear. Again, a good usage of something commonly used. And these type of buzzwords do make a speech impactful because most of the time people relate to it. Crest and trough. Now, this is something which I usually would expect from scientific speech, but good to see that usage. Of course, in this impactful speech, it has a different usage, meaning the same. However, it creates a different effect. Crest meaning going at the highest point, trough meaning going at the lowest point. Something to give you as a booster going ahead. These are very small things I could find out, very small things. I think it's mostly because of the situation and slip of the tongue. You said somewhere, let me share you. So the word with was missing. Let me share with you. Person who like and person who dislike you. So it's a singular person. So it would be person who likes you and person who dislikes you. These are very small things. Other than that, one suggestion is that you spoke confidently, but I would just again want you to focus on the pronunciation of some words. It's not that it is completely off, it is there. I can understand you. I don't have any problem understanding you. Most of the people over here can also understand you, but there's a focus where you can pay attention, maybe somewhere. It doesn't need to be instantaneously. It can go ahead as and when you please. And I don't understand why you said this. One relationship sucks you. I was confused over there. Does it mean that a relationship is sucking the life out of you, or do you want to say a relationship which is sucky? So again, why would you use the word suck? It goes from your professional demeanor to something very casual. So again, it's up to you how you want to use it, but this is something, these two options I give you, you could have chosen, but one relationship sucks you, that I couldn't understand properly what you wanted to say. Last one point you said was life is not sprint, life is not a sprint. Again, small things, but something to polish on, that's all. Going ahead, I would like to highlight Shreyas. He used a good thing to point out. He used the word grab. This, I think, was the first time during the whole meeting someone used the word grab. So nice way of using a synonym of seize. There are many words which highlight how to take opportunities, what is amazing at that moment, how to capture it. And using synonyms is of course going to highlight your speech flow. Something for me to suggest you mentioned somewhere joined Ashwin's speech. I think better would be say attended Ashwin's speech. And if at all you wanted to use the word joined, then maybe a preposition is required. You joined for Ashwin's speech. This was not at all part of your speech, but something for me to point it out to you. because these silly mistakes tend to pile up and then it becomes very difficult to let go. That's all. Going ahead, we had Sachin. Good pointers for him, for us is use critical role, something going up, which is speech, accountability, using these type of words in your professional setting have a huge impact. So sharing those while speaking is really great. He used somewhere remaining in the same stage. I don't think that's the right way. Using remaining is not apt over here. Staying in the same stage would be the right thing, because remaining is a choice you make. Remaining is the effect of being over there. You do not have control over it. And staying is something, a choice you make. So if you're stuck somewhere, it's mostly because you are not challenging yourself. So very, very descriptive I'm going, but moving ahead. I found plenty of usage of so. I'm not the R counter for today, but please refrain from starting off your speech with so. Avoid it. And most of the time while speaking, it's not necessary, to be honest. People are listening to you and they know how the conversation is going or what the speech is trying to focus on, and you can just remove that. So I'm glad that no one says therefore this happens, therefore this happens. Again, this is for written communication rather than speeches as much as possible. We had our guest speaker, Soham. I'm glad to see that he attempted his first table topics, and something to point out, something good to point out, to make someone's day. There's a good way of saying that you made someone happy, and he used also to honk. I'm not sure how many people use this, but usually I imagine people use press the horn or was pressing the horn in the car. So using the word honk clearly gives that message across. Again, a suggestion for you, Soham, don't be nervous next time. And again, you also started off with so, it's not necessary. Moving ahead, we had Priyanka. I think she took it as a little question and started giving an answer. It's a speech, so don't worry about what you have to say or how you fit it all together. I could see that language usage was great, pronunciation was great. I have nothing to say against it. And the only concern was that how you went ahead with your speech. So again, the usage of so was seen in your speech. One small suggestion, you use the word view. It's not wrong. I would just suggest maybe use the word perspective. Both mean the same. Small suggestion is that since you are already great in your language usage and pronunciation, try to challenge yourself and use more difficult sentences or difficult words. Also, don't play it safe. Moving ahead, we had Sashank. La la land. Interesting to see this used in a speech. He used very impactful words, la la land, and then something which is very impactful but also negative. I would say the word shitty. Where do you get your guts from, man? Using such words in a setting, in a professional setting. Of course, it depends which professional setting you are. Nonetheless, it is an impactful word. Choose wisely. That's all. I am not the club president. Maybe the club president will have different rules for you later on. Language usage and pronunciation, all great. I have nothing to argue over there. Something to point out, grabbing attention, which really grabbed my attention. Using this in speeches is good. Something synonymously wanted to use was on the hooks. I'm not sure I caught that correctly, but on the hooks, as in the audience was on the hook. I'm not sure if that works out. I'll have to look into it. But personally, I would say the phrase over is hooked on to something. So the audience was hooked on to the speech. That way you could use it. Lastly, I would like to point out Rajendra. I'm happy to see that Purva is smiling because I have raised a red card. Rajendra, I have nothing much to say other than that I'm confused about what you used. Again, this is don't be so much alarmed. Nothing big. use somewhere evaluations are life's part and parcel. I think you are rushing, you're thinking on your feet, wanted to finish your sentence. Again, I'm not 100% sure, but it would be proper to say evaluations are part and parcel of life, and not saying evaluation are life's part and parcel. I'm not sure, but hopefully you understood what I'm trying to say, because the phrase is part and parcel of something. That's all. Well, great to point out your mistakes and help you elevate your speeches. I hope all of you can make good usage of it. And to end it, word of the day, I'm happy to say, was used thrice, and idiom of the day was also used thrice. With that, back to you. Thank you.
Thank you, Toastmaster Rahul, for as usual, very detailed evaluation, I will say, or a grammarian report. And definitely we are learning from you a lot. So thanks for that. Now I'm giving my general evaluation. So yes, we started our meeting on time, like Toastmaster Purva has played a role of SAA. Then she explain about the ground rule, then read the mission of the club. Then she also played a role of a presiding officer. So she has taken the two role. So in this, what I'm thinking that if you are playing a role of SAA, you may give the presiding officer role to other club member as well. It is not mandatory that president has to play the same role, so that other will also get an opportunity to have that presiding officer role. And then in presiding officer also, we can bring some small topic to start. Like if you see in the past also and in other club meeting, they talk about something like nowadays or tomorrow is a World Marathi Day. So you can talk about that in a few sentences. And then I think it's today only. And then you can go to the guest introduction, and then hand over stage to the TMOD. Then TMOD Umesh, I think that you have taken first time this TMOD role, and this role is a big one, like from start to end, you have to play. So thanks for taking this role. And I think you also understood some learning from this role. And maybe you can talk with Purva or me as well for whenever you are taking a first time such role, and just understand how to execute so that you could do a best. But very good try. Then coming to the timer. So Purva has played a very good role of timer, and given the time, also display the time in the background so that speaker can see easily the green, yellow, and red timings. Then Toastmaster Shreyas has aligned his table topics with the theme of the TMOD, our theme of the day, and very good preparation. Only one thing I like to mention that because yes, we are having a few guests today, and for other player also, like you need to explain that what is the minimum time person has to speak, then what is the purpose of this TMOD, table topic session, because these give a confidence to the guest to explain what is meant for them. Okay, then so with this, I think meeting went very well, and we can try to get more members in the meetings. If someone is busy, maybe they can take at least a first part of the essay role to open the meetings, and then they can be a silent member so that we can have the engagement of everyone in the meeting. So with this, I like to complete my general evaluator role, and I'm going to hand over to TMOD Toastmaster Umesh.
Thanks, General Evaluator Toastmaster Rajendra, and thanks Toastmaster Rahul for a detailed report. It's really insight for us to improve everyone on their role parts. I just want to lastly show about the difference between realist, optimism, and pessimist. I'm just sharing my screen. My screen is visible?
Yes.
Yeah. So since today's session we are discussing from start to this topic, optimist, pessimist, and realist. So the simple philosophy that the optimist always see glass is half full, and pessimist always see is a half empty, and realist see this juice has gone bad. So ultimately, to conclude with this theme, I want to say realist as the only ones who knows what's really going on. This is the differences between these three personality traits. With this, I want to conclude this theme. Of the optimist, pessimist, and realist. So I request the timer to present a timer report on the evaluation part.
Thank you, Umesh. Yeah. So both the evaluators have qualified for voting. Toastmaster Sashank has completed his evaluation in 3 minutes 25 seconds, and Suyog has completed his evaluation in 3 minutes 15 seconds. So both of them are qualified.
Congratulate both the evaluators.
Yeah. All right. Let me also launch the polls now.
Yes, yes.
Let me just check if anybody else is there. I have launched the polls. Please do vote. We'll have 1 minute to vote. Guys, do not skip on voting. Please vote. Even one vote matters. It can flip the results. Trust me. Good. 50% have voted. Okay, done. Yes. I'll end the poll and share the results right now. Okay. Can you see the results? So the best speaker award goes to Toastmaster Ashwin. Congratulations, Ashwin. The best evaluator award goes to Toastmaster Suyog. Congratulations, Suyog. The best role player award goes to General Evaluator Rajendra. Congratulations, Rajendra. And the best auxiliary, okay, did I miss the best TT speaker? Okay.
TT.
The best TT speaker is TM Priyanka. Congratulations, Priyanka. And the best auxiliary role player award goes to obviously TM Rahul. Actually, I had decided to put him in the best role player category so that I could win some award, but I thought to not cheat this time and just gave him that spot. So congratulations, Rahul.
What do you mean by do not cheat this time?
And I never cheated, but yes, I just thought that this time let me just have that award, but still
Grateful.
My conscience just told me that do not do this, yaar. Okay, no problem. Congratulations to all the winners and all those who have not received the award this time. Do not get dismayed. There is always an opportunity for you in every meeting to give your best and win that award with your hard work and determination. So do not get dismayed. Yes. So we are done with the polls. And now I have few announcements to be made, and then we'll proceed with the guest feedback as well. In the next month, 20th of March, we will be having our international speech contest, club contest, and the TT contest as well. We are done with the educational session. It is already there on the YouTube live. So all those who have missed it, just watch it and start preparing for that contest. I would request all the mentees, whoever is a mentee here, to contact your mentors, and even the mentors need to reach out to their mentees and have a plan as to how you are going to deal with this contest, and start preparing your speeches. It's like you have almost 1 month. It's plenty of time, so prepare. And this time I definitely want full participation from everyone. Last time I just had ignored it that you did not join in. Many of them have not joined in, although they have sent the nomination. But this time there would be no excuses. Mentors, please make sure that your mentees participate. Yeah, that's the major announcement that I wanted to make. Anything else, VP, if you want to announce?
Yeah, I had a question. So this contest, right, we are planning in the second week of March, correct? So next week it will be business as usual, like 3 speeches, correct?
Yes.
I know that you gave me something to prepare. I did not get a chance. I'll do that.
Okay.
So with that, right, for the next meeting, are there any potential speakers? I think Priyanka was interested, so I've already noted her down.
Yeah, but I won't be able to attend meeting this Sunday. I'm going out.
Next Sunday, you mean?
Yeah, next Sunday, Pakka.
Then anyone else who wants to pick up roles or speeches?
Okay. Sashank, we can just have the discussion a bit later on. Let me just quickly finish with the guest feedback.
Fine. Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah. All right. Can we have Sachin Kulkarni? Yeah, Sachin, can you share the feedback for today's meeting? How did you feel? How was the experience overall?
Thank you. Thanks for asking. For me, today is kind of a learning and experiencing these Toastmaster Club meetings. So I really feel encouraged, especially the speech I am able to listen today. I have a lot of takeaways from it. So it's good to be part of this team. I really see it's very structured way of handling those meetings. All the roles and responsibilities has been distributed within the teams. Team is well disciplined to meet those timelines, as well as there is a penalty system if not meet the timeline. So I like this structure and happy to be part of this team. Thank you.
Great, wonderful. Thanks, Sachin, for that feedback. Thanks for joining in, and we hope to see you in all the further meetings that we have, and maybe soon we can have you as on board in our team as well.
Sure. Thank you.
All right, now can we have the feedback from Soham?
It was a really enjoyable session. I enjoyed it very much. It was awesome. And I would look forward to more sessions, and I would love to join in next sessions.
Thank you. Yes, surely. We would love to have you in the next sessions as well. Thanks for joining today. All right, now can we have the feedback from the visiting Toastmaster, Rahul? So all that you have not shared while you were giving report, you can just briefly share that with us right now, maybe if you want.
Well, as usual, every time I get a chance to give my feedback over here, it remains the same. Happy to join the meeting on a Sunday morning. Happy that Shashank gives me a role and tells me, please do come on board in the next meeting. Happy that my Sunday becomes almost like a weekday where I have to get up early and I don't miss out and oversleep, because then the whole day is somewhat very lazy. So good start on a Sunday is always nice. You can focus on your personal projects. Toastmaster is also a personal project of mine, and I believe all of you also want to take up as much as possible out of Toastmasters. So thank you for having me firstly. Thank you for inviting me. And I'm glad that I could listen to all of your wonderful speeches. All the best. and see you soon.
Thank you. Thank you, Rahul. Thanks for joining in and thanks for that wonderful report as well. Yes. All right. So we are done with the guest